you were a very exciting case for me because, like I said, before, you were kind of waiting for the green light. Like you were doing all sorts of different diets before, but something was missing in your endurance events. And, once you got the tools, once you got the proper nutrition and proper training in place, you just took off. So the first question that I wanted to ask you, what was life like before we met?
Kind of like you touched on, I did keto for about 3 years and carnivore for almost two after that. Uh, And in the before, there wasn't a whole lot of movement other than training for backpacking and hikes. So it didn't require
Right.
as much energy. And I think as I slowly transitioned back to incorporating more, um, weights in my routine, and then got into running again, something was off. I was missing. So I think the best word is like sluggish. It
Mhm.
was sluggish and clunky, and that's when I knew I was like, I gotta figure this out. This isn't working. Um, and there was probably a little bit of fear. I'm like, okay, if I go back to the sad diet, what's gonna happen? Am I gonna gain extra pounds? And that's kind of when I knew I was like, I need somebody to kind of assist with. I feel like there's a missing puzzle piece here. Um,
Right.
and I kind of started searching like a coach that would make sense and fit with me, and kind of stumbled upon you via Drew, and
Yeah.
and then kind of watched and waited for a few months, and then made the decision ultimately to like, let's do this, and quit waiting.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, that just leads me to the second question, which is what changed exactly after we got together?
Um, I don't know. My mindset shifted you get into your 40s and you feel like the clock has sped up a little bit, and 2023 was a kind of a big year for me, high low lows, and I was like, I need to stop pressing pause on things, or
Right.
if and when this happens, then I'll tackle that. And it's like I just need to start doing and executing. So mindset shift there, personal reasons probably, but then also in my training, um, kind of led me down that road, um, to doing something, and beginning to execute the plan.
Hmm.
Um, that was probably the biggest factor, and the longevity, like we've talked about numerous times, is I'd seen guys on the trail that were in their 70s, and I'm like, I want to be that person. I want to be able
Right.
to have that longevity. And again, like there's something missing that I don't know. There's only so much you can figure out on your own before you need an expert.
Yeah. Yeah. And the 20 pounds, I mean, the over 20 pounds and the increased performance, it's all great. But I remember you wrote me a message once like, dude, I just went through this run. Normally I was gassed at that point and I'm just still going.
Yep. Because I would hit usually around 3.5 miles in my run, and I would just feel terrible. And I'm like, man, it's only half mile back to the house. Like I'm gonna grind this out. And then after,
Right.
like, within 2 weeks of switching, um, the food that I was eating, and kind of, there's certainly adjustment period after you've been on keto or carnivore for that long to get back into it, and your brain is like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Right.
But after that first long run, and I was like, I feel great afterwards. Like, I'm just going to do another mile here. I feel fine. Um, I mean, that was all the proof that I really needed. Like, this is the right way, and I'm going down the right path. At least
Yeah.
for my goals. Like, for my goals, that was the
Right.
right path.
Yeah. And then you got off the ultimate human diet. You started eating with the family again.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was that was a tough probably 2 years for my wife. My kids thought it was cool, especially my daughter. I was like, I'm just gonna eat what Daddy's eating. I just want meat, and I get the look, and so. family time, family meals have been more enjoyable again. Uh,
There we go. There
yeah,
we go.
and again, it just translates into the training and having that fuel to execute.
Yeah. Yeah. You became very intuitive about the entire process pretty quickly because the beginning, it always involves a little bit of tracking, a little bit of finding out of where the macro and micronutrients are coming from, but then you kind of became ready really fast to do things on your own. Can you describe this experience a little bit more?
I think it was just trusting the process, um, and yourself to a certain extent. Like
Hmm.
you gotta trust yourself. And yeah, there was birthday parties, there was holidays. Like when I first kicked it off, it was what, like a few weeks before Christmas and New Year's,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
a hard time of year for a lot of folks. And I just made a decision like, hey, I'm doing this, and it's not a. I guess the great thing about the structure that you put together, it's not an all or nothing. All or nothing, you're eventually gonna just crash and burn. Um, so I was able to, know that, oh, I can have some ice cream here for this birthday party, but I'm not gonna have 3 bowls of ice cream. Um, and it was just intuitive enough to, and then to enjoy it slow, like eat slowly again, um,
Yeah.
and enjoy it certainly helped. And having that, just the thought in the back of your mind, like there's a lot of flexibility in it, um, and that helps a lot too. Um, and I in the last 3 weeks haven't tracked anything, and I've lost another like pound and a half. And
There
I
you go.
haven't really been hitting it hard either. Like I've been doing a lot of, well, I mean, my hike's coming up, so there's been a lot of walking, if you will, with
Yeah.
pack and stuff. But I haven't tracked anything. It's intuitive. I know what works. Or if I want to go indulge, you don't beat yourself up. You have a couple slices of pizza with the family. You don't worry about it. You just act like a professional and go about your business the next day. Um, and I think the program really helped um, with that too. Just like I said, the flexibility, and then just trusting yourself. Like trust the process, trust yourself, and then just again the execution of it. Um, and it's different for everyone. I think I was at that place and the point where I was really ready, like,
Yeah.
um, and just wanted to make it happen, and that certainly helped as well.
For sure. One last question for you, man. For somebody who is in a similar situation to you, busy guy, works a lot, has a family, travels quite a bit, and is on the fence about joining the program, what would you tell them?
You're overthinking it, and just stop overthinking it. Like if you've been had it in the back of your mind for, like, me, had been probably a few years. But even if it's been a few months for somebody else, like if it's been in the back of their mind, you're overthinking it. Make the decision and move forward. Because on the other side of that fear, hesitation, like there's a new you and a new mindset, and it doesn't just translate to your outward appearance. Your mindset's going to shift, and then it affects everything else that's around you. Your business, certainly your family, probably first and foremost. Is they're gonna your kids are gonna ask questions like, oh, why are you tracking this? And we I certainly got a lot of those questions, and now they have a better understanding of nutrition, or I've seen them already start making adjustments and choices. But just
Yeah.
go ahead and may at least schedule a call and um, get more information to see, like, okay, this is what I want to achieve. Um, and then kind of beyond that, once you get into it, I'd be hitting the gym for like an hour and a half, and when you're traveling, you're like, how am I going to squeeze this in with time zones or whatever, and come to realize like the push pull method, I knew about that, but when you combine it with the exercises and your knowledge, it's night and day. Like I'm out of the gym in 40 minutes, kind of looking at the other guys who I know have been there probably an hour before me,
Right.
and I'm maybe not getting, some of the crazy results they get, but I get the results that I want and the functional fitness that I need for the things that I want to do, and it's tailored for whatever you want to do or whatever you're into as well. Like that was a huge um, bonus for me as well, as I didn't know that that was part of your coaching strategy either. Like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, I like doing this and this. All right, we're gonna go for that because that's also important. Like you have to like what you're doing. Like you're not telling me to go swim 50 laps because you know how I
No.
feel about that.
Yeah.
So
Same here,
so
man.
just send the email, reach out, send the message on LinkedIn or whatever platform you're using, and make that choice. It's going to
Yeah.
be one of the best decisions you've ever made. So
Fantastic. It's been an absolute pleasure watching your transformation as well, man. And I appreciate everything that you've said. And thank you.
you're welcome, Bart. Appreciate all the last 6 months plus of advice and encouragement. Um, it's been a blessing.
Fantastic. Thanks again, man.
Yeah.